The Pakistan Army has taken over the security measures for Islamabad as the PTI protests led by Busha Bibi have entered the blue area and moving towards the D Chowk where they intended to do their protests as I speak. In the meanwhile, a PTI supporters car had overrun four rangers and caused death and injuries. A constable was also killed and many others injured in a skirmish with the protesters. Also, the Taxila police station was ransacked. The bus was burnt. Their mobiles were broken. The policemen were beaten, and it was completely ransacked. In Islamabad, a police checkpost was torched, and this is the tip of the iceberg. Earlier, Islamabad PTI had applied to the Islamabad High Court to allow them the permission to hold a procession as it is a mandatory step at this date at this venue. Islamabad High Court had refused on grounds that the president of Belarus and his team will be here during those days and it is not safe from a point of view of security to choose these dates and therefore the procession cannot be held at the requested venue at the requested date. Unheeding of a court order, PTI has gone ahead with the protest at the place the court had specifically mentioned and the date specifically mentioned that they should not hold the protest. Initially, they had come up with three demands. One was a slashing of the 26th Amendment. The second is that their mandate should be returned to them as they think it is theirs and the number of seats that they feel that is theirs. And the third was to free Imran Khan. In a much earlier vlog in Urdu, I had predicted that the earlier two demands are mere eyewash, aimed to make more people come out on the roads. But the real crux was always the freedom of Imran Khan. And this point is going to hijack these protests. And that is exactly what has happened. Now, it is interesting to note, and I'm briefly going to touch upon why this so happened, is that why no one came out in Punjab, why no one came out in Balochistan, why no one came out from Sindh. The only people who have come out are from KP with the full force and pressure of the KP government and their own infrastructure. They have forced all their government employees to be a part of the protests, whether or not they agree with Imran Khan protest and the method of politics. A lot of Afghanis were also involved, and I have been told that quite a few hundred of Afghanis have been arrested before the protest. If you remember, for the incident of 9th May, among those who have already received punishment, four are Afghanis. Coming forward, that as to why no one else came out from any other province. First, yes, there is a genuine fear that if they are arrested, it will be a huge problem because the army has been very clear that if any such adventurism is showed, then repercussions will follow. But that is not the only thing. It is also a fact that people have seen that those who were arrested for the 9th May participation and they were jailed, the party was never there, has never been there to support them, even mention them by their name that they should be freed. And that includes Dr. Yasmin Rashid, who is a cancer survivor. It includes the vice president of PTI, Shah Mahmood Qureshi, many others, very many young people who have risked their careers, their admissions abroad, and compromised their futures. Yet, we have never heard that PTI has spoken up for their release or employed a lawyer or made any effort for their conveniences if they are in jail. So there is this fear that if they do get arrested, they do take this risk, then they are very much on their own. Besides this, a lot of fatigue has set in for everyone because every alternate day, every alternate month, Mr. Khan is giving a call for a protest, and people have seen that in his absence, most of the leaders simply disappear. They rat or they don't turn up at all. And it is the same thing that has happened now. Most of the leaders are simply not there. Now, some of them, it is true, did ask the police to put them under arrest so that they do not face the ire of Bushra Bibi and Imran Khan. But there are many more who have done no such thing, but they have not showed up. Let me give you one example. Uh, and another point before I go to the example, that there are restrictions, yes, for people to exit larger cities. It's not smaller areas. Larger cities like Karachi, Sindh, areas, certain areas of Sindh, Lahore in particular, and Multan, and some others. But if the people or the person responsible there, the MNAs and the MPAs, had managed to collect some people, even a few hundred, and in an open area just sat there for an hour showing the numbers because media is everywhere doing the coverage, people all over would have seen that in other areas too, in other provinces too, Imran Khan Sahab has support. That has not happened. Let me give you just one example. Salman Akram Raja, who is a lawyer and has a good reputation and is the Secretary General of PTI, had in a press conference said that he is going to lead the procession to Islamabad. Not only did he not lead any procession, he never showed up at the Minare Pakistan, which was the meet point. Now, those of you who have seen Minare Pakistan or you Google it, those of my viewers who are outside Pakistan or never have been to Pakistan, there are acres and acres of ground, open grounds around the Minare Pakistan. So even if Salman Sahab had collected a couple of hundred people, a couple of thousand people, and they could have had a sit down over there, that would have been a show of strength itself. A reporter who was there, who shared the video with me, showed a few odd bunch of people there. He said that, there were maybe two or three hundred, maybe 400 people here, but when no leader turned up, they frizzled out, they just drifted away. So the leadership has been sadly missing. News is that last night Amin Ali Gandapur was taken very ill and he had to be shifted to the ambulance and we had to be taken to the hospital. I don't have the news whether he has rejoined the procession and he's with Bushra Bibi on way to D Chowk or not. Now, one thing before I go forward and discuss the opinions from both sides of the spectrum, um, those who are pro Imran Khan and those who feel that even if his politics are right, and there are people who don't support the opposition, but they feel that the method that he has chosen, the path he has chosen to show his anger or that is not right. Now, one thing which is very interesting is the face of the type of people who are supporting him have changed lately, if you have noticed. When PTI initially started its protests, it were people from elite backgrounds, well educated, well heeled, young people from the top of the league institutions. But now, when you see them, it's an unruly mob of uneducated people who use abusive language, who have no sense of right or wrong. They are leaving a wake of destruction practically wherever they are passing through. and there is nobody to guide them because this is what they've seen, that this is what we are supposed to do. Now, those who support Imran Khan say that the establishment has failed. It is scared of Khan. Therefore, they have set up such a huge show of so much security. But I'll go by my own opinion, giving my opinion here point by point, so we don't have to come back to it again. But I feel this was done not because they are scared, but because there is a president of a nation here for 3 days with his delegation. And if there had been a thin security and any ugly incident would have taken place, then it would have been the establishment which would have to be the fall guy. So we have to also look towards our reputation and how we are viewed. We cannot have a diplomatic incident while foreign dignitaries are gracing our soil. Secondly, they believe that Khan is right, irrespective of whatever method he chooses to express his desires and or how many U-turns he takes. They feel the protest is right. There is no understanding or realization that what happened in on 9th May was incorrect. There is no realization that this episode, which is happening now, is being dubbed as May 9 protest part 2, because that is what we all see happening on our screens. Although the mainstream media is not very much covering it, it is the social media who's really covering these ongoing crises in Pakistan. Thirdly, their demand is, they think that Imran Khan must be freed on the street and that there is absolutely no reason to go to court. Now, if people recall, Imran Khan in the vernacular, when he became the Prime Minister and PMLN had taken out a procession, he's on record. There are videos to the effect. When he said that this must not be done, what do these people mean after all? Do they mean that if they don't like the decision of a court, they are going to come out on the street and settle the matters there? These things cause a destruction to the economy. This is very bad, especially for the people who have to come out daily to earn their bread, without which their children are going to sleep hungry. Where is all that talk, Mr. Khan? You did not walk the talk at all when it came to your turn. Then the establishment feels that the president of Belarus is here, and they cannot possibly risk a diplomatic crisis in Pakistan. Secondly, PTI has made it a habit of coming out on the streets and making its demands. Now, let me bring up a point over here which some of Imran Khan Saab's supporters often give. They say that in 2014 Khan Saab came out and this happened and that and all. But what they miss is the dynamics were different. Imran Khan had the back of the establishment. It wasn't Imran Khan who achieved that, it was the establishment that helped him. And that is God's truth. But now establishment is not with him. So it's not going to be honky-dory for Imran Khan. So therefore, like people say that if their demands are agreed to, does this mean that anybody can bring out some bodies and they can hold the country hostage? Now, what do both the sides say about how to go forward from here? And then I will give my own opinion before we wind up this program. The supporters of PTI say that talks must be held, but Khan Sahab has been repeatedly asked to sit down on the table, talk to the politicians, and his answer always has been, I don't want to talk to these thieves, I'll only talk to the establishment. His only anger is that the establishment was really nice when they were supporting him, but by golly, they are not supporting him now. Now they are the bad boys. And sorry if I seem to be a bit sarcastic, But I am so deeply saddened to see the stage at which we all have contributed towards bringing our country down to. Now, then the procession normally targets uh, events that to when the foreign dignitaries are coming, so that they gain international attention. If you remember, on October 6th there was the SCO summit, and then too the same thing happened. And now when a foreign dignitary and his entourage is coming, then too the same thing happened. So the purpose, what is the purpose? Does Imran Sahab wants to have a talk? I don't think that his actions point towards this direction. The purpose is to accelerate this clash, which the establishment is avoiding in spite of all the hooliganism that is going on. They are still not willing to pull the trigger on its own people. And I think PTI knows this, and they are going to take advantage of it. And they are taking advantage of it, unfortunately. So what there is a desire, and there are no two opinions on this anymore, that Imran Sahab wants to be out. Imran Sahab wants to be the Prime Minister again, by hook or by crook. He thinks that going to the courts is not the right method. He thinks that bringing his case on the streets will work faster. It will draw the international arena's attention. And if a few people die, that will give him the springboard of the human rights violation. And if he's freed, I mean, that's a long shot. If he's freed, and he's banking so very heavily on you, Mr. Trump, so then it's not just a question, it's not going to stop there. He will be freed, and he assumes, he wants that he should be returned the mandate that PTI thinks was its mandate, and he is the one who should be made the Prime Minister. Now, had he wanted to have a reasonable attitude, A, he would not have chosen these dates. B, even last night, the establishment had approached Barrister Gohar and Barrister Saif, both of whom had gone and spoken to Imran Khan to change the venue. They offered a separate venue, but he said no. And he knows that his demands cannot be met because these are matters of the court. So obviously, if he had wanted talks, he would have sat with the opposition much earlier. So the desire is most likely more bodies, and once the international arena's attention is there, hence the presence of the international community when these dates are chosen. Another question before I wind up with the people are asking, I'm not talking of the establishment or any political party, but generally I'm hearing people talk, and they are asking that how can a province with all its machinery go against its own government, the federation, and bring on an onslaught on the capital of the country. So does Amin Ali Gandapur deserve to be the chief minister? Is this not about time to have governors rule in KP? This is also being discussed among the common people. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host Yasmin Aftab Ali. Program and channel Yasmin Aftab Ali के साथ I will bring you updates, any notable updates should they take place in the next few days. Till such time, be safe, be happy, and do subscribe to the channel and do give your comments. I always read all the comments. Take care of yourself.